But Shahed, a Persian language film in Farsi, called The Witness, set in Tarlan in Iran, about a retired dance teacher that witnesses a murder being committed by a prominent government figure, quickly goes beyond just being a simple thriller that becomes about like survival and when do you talk and when do you stay quiet. It's just like we got a lead character that is so fun to follow and like see her make her decisions. And
I mean, I wouldn't say fun,
no,
but
but I fun is always a hard one to use, right there.
yeah,
It's an intense film. It's a hidden gem. I'm really glad the audience also connected with it, because I could have also seen them pick something way more underwhelming here, because it's easier. This feels like a harder pick to make for an audience, and it's a nice sentiment to kind of have that collectively coming out of Venice, that people connect with a film coming out of Iran, sorry. And yeah, basically that's all I have to say about it. Just sing its praises.
yeah. Every movie from Iran focuses on a certain aspect of its country policy, its country corruptness,
Mm.
whatever. And this one is focusing on an absurd law that I was baffled to learn that just exists, which is like you can actually kill another person. You find them in your marital bed, and
Yeah,
that is also a law that only applies to the
yeah.
men of the country. So that's really the message of the movie. And every movie from Iran so far I've seen, it's just brutal. You got a hero. You got see no evil, I believe, is the
Uh,
movie I'm referring to.
it is evil.
Let me
Yeah, yeah.
quickly. There is no evil. Layla's brothers hit the road, and obviously, I think the most famous one that you could perfectly do a double feature with is Holy Spider.
Mm.
It's truly impressive. Like, I think every time I would see a movie about Iran, I will watch it because there's so much baffling stuff coming out of that country into the feature film world, and it's very important.
All of it feels kind of urgent in the way that it needs to be told. It feels like if I don't get it out now, I will never get to say these words.
Yeah,
And that adds yeah, some real importance to it, while also being like impeccably made films. Even within the limitations that they sometimes have. That's why, like, The Seed of the
yeah,
Sacred Fig from this year, who's also, Mohamed Rasaluf, who's also the director behind There's No Evil, which is also interesting in how that was made, with like 5 short films that under that went to fly under the radar of like the censorship and like learning about all of that, and then looking back at like the 80s and the 70s in Iran, that was like ripe of artistry that got like demolished once that oppressive regime took over. Like, there's so much history to be studied from Iran, and how like quickly the groundwork can be laid for it to basically rule out all of like maybe the more progressive notions a nation can have, at least in its artists. And it's so frustrating to like keep seeing the same stories about like women at the short end of the stick. It really makes you
I,
fucking angry.
I believe you said, like, bro, every time I hear Farsi coming out of a man's
I'm
mouth
like,
in these
I'm here
movies
about
about
some
Iran.
bullshit. I'm here about to get some bullshit. Yeah,
Yeah.
men need to shut the fuck up if they speak. Well, I guess that's a bit more of a bit too much of a generalization. But in movie's sake,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Farsi
yeah,
men in
I
movies
get
need
what
to
you
shut
say.
the fuck up and let the women speak. Yeah. I feel like that's a sentiment that I can get behind, and not to be like overly like generalizing every Iranian man.
It fits in this context. It
Definitely,
fits in
yeah.
this
But I
context.
don't want to be dismissive, of course. But yeah, really solid one. Keep it on your radar. I feel like, hey, at this point, you can make like an Iranian short film. Sorry, not a short film, a
Yeah.
film festival, and have like a collective of them. And by the end of it, your head is red and you're just like filled with anger and want to punch a wall with all of the build up frustration you have. Yeah, so
Yeah.
many great films coming out of that country.